You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew what you had, you patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You want to sell it.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom stars Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard and is directed by J.A. Bayona. A research team including Dr. Malcolm is sent to Site B to study the dinosaurs, and whilst there, another team arrives with a different agenda. No, that was Lost World. Isn't this just pretty much the same plot anyway? No, there's a volcano erupting and Dr. Malcolm doesn't go to the island this time. And the dinosaurs are helpless and they need to be saved. What? Why? Because they're an endangered species, of course, and you should care that the dinosaurs are facing extinction. But didn't the dinosaurs want to be left alone? I mean, wasn't that the whole point of the first film anyway? That man shouldn't have interfered, and man learns a valuable lesson by respecting that the dinosaurs are an incredible force of nature and they contain power that they shouldn't have wielded? No, there's a volcano and they need to go back to the island to save the dinosaurs. In fashion with many modern trailers out there, guys, unfortunately Fallen Kingdom does reveal far too much information on its plot in the trailer. So essentially when you do watch the movie, you're really just watching a 2-hour version of the trailer. The movie, however, does open fairly strong with a sequence that's set back on the island with a team there to retrieve data in order for a bad guy to invoke his plan to weaponize the dinosaurs. And no, it's not Weyland-Yutani. This sequence does use lighting very effectively here in that we have a dinosaur essentially lurking in the shadows behind somebody. And the dinosaur is shown through flashes of light. And shortly thereafter, as you probably guessed, we have a man running for his life once again. And what it does tend to do is invoke some of the excitement that was captured in the first film some 25 years ago now. Unfortunately, the characters from Jurassic World, Owen and Claire, are back with a new team, and this is some minutes later into the film. They're back on the island, and their first deadly encounter with a dinosaur is essentially down a dark tunnel, using the lighting effect once again there to show a dinosaur in flashes once again, and of course the team are then running for their lives once again. And as you'd expect, Bayona has sequences with our heroes that are in peril, facing down a deadly encounter with a dinosaur over and over again, but I must have counted 3 or 4 times where he's reusing the same plot device over and over, where a dinosaur will show up to save the heroes over and over again. And it becomes really obvious that Bayona is really running low on ideas right out of the gate of this film, where he's not just ripping off earlier films in the franchise, he's actually ripping himself off as the movie plays out. Now guys, look, I love the first Jurassic Park movie. I think it's a classic. It's an absolute milestone in cinema, and it captured people's imaginations 25 years ago when it was shown on the big screen. And my gosh, it's hard to believe this film is now 25 years old. I think it's a special for many reasons for a lot of people out there, and you could really sit here all day and talk about all of those ingredients that really make that film special, but I've really boiled it down to 3 things that I think really make it the milestone of cinema that it is. And the first one is a sense of awe and wonder. When we first saw these dinosaurs 25 years ago, we hadn't seen anything like it on screen before. There was a sense of awe and wonder and majesty to these dinosaurs being shown on the big screen for the very first time. And it was something really, really, really special. Here in Fallen Kingdom, that majesty and that sense of awe and wonder with the creatures is now sadly lost because we are 5 films into this series. And what we have here is essentially dinosaurs that I don't think make the impact that they did in the first film for that reason, but also too, I don't think the effects hold up as great as what they did in the first film. To me, in the first film, Jurassic Park, the dinosaurs looked far more convincing. There's also a strong animal lovers message that's littered throughout this movie where Bayona sets up sequences with these dinosaurs either captured in cages or in restraints, and they're made to look weak and helpless. However, I don't think that this works very well because the images are still embedded in my brain from the first Jurassic Park movie, where we see the dinosaurs as a powerful force of nature, that they cannot be contained, that they don't need man's help, that they just want to be left alone. And unfortunately, this strong animal lover message just doesn't really sit well with me with these creatures. Which leads me to my second point, that the reason why Jurassic Park is so special is because there is an element of horror to the proceedings in that movie. And Fallen Kingdom is really going for some of these horror scenes in parts of the movie. There's an effective shot in the trailer, actually, of a dinosaur terrifying a small girl in bed. It's a very effective shot, no doubt. However, the girl is set up in this movie as not being helpless. For the last half an hour prior to this sequence, she had been effectively running from the dinosaurs, and she's set up as this smart girl, where she crawls into spaces within walls so the dinosaurs can't get her. However, Bayona seems to have forgotten about all that while this sequence plays out. She doesn't even crawl underneath the bed. She's actually on top of a bed, lying there for what feels like 4 or 5 minutes while this dinosaur goes in for the kill slowly. And I do mean slowly because it does feel like 4 or 5 minutes pass while this dinosaur is crawling on rooftops hunting her. Why isn't she running? But that's because she's really, really scared now. What? And the third thing, guys, is great characters experiencing the awe and wonder and the horror of these amazing creatures for the first time. Well, because this is the 5th film in a series, we can't have great characters experiencing it for the first time now, but are they still great characters? Well, Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard have proven to be fine actors, and while the bulk of this movie's runtime is spent with them on screen, it's amazing what little they are actually given to do except run from dinosaurs and spout expository dialogue. Bryce sadly really phones it in here, unfortunately, and it's very sad to see because she's an amazing actress, but she's not really given anything to do, and unfortunately she makes the decision to not really do much with it. However, Chris Pratt goes in the opposite direction, and he earnestly tries here with what little he's given. And there's a great line in the film, and it was most likely improvised, but he says to Bryce's character, "Hey, if I don't make it back, just remember you're the one that brought me here." And it is literally 10 seconds in this movie that is any sort of fun out of a 2-hour running time. There's no awe and wonder, there's no horror here, and there's no great characters either. I feel they're just idiots for going to the island for the 5th time. But what about when the Indominus Rex is inside the cage and the soldier fights it? How cool was that? Yeah, why does Buffalo Bill open the cage? Because he wanted the dinosaur's teeth. Even with so many ludicrous moments in Fallen Kingdom, this movie still thinks it's clever by essentially tossing out many things established in previous entries in this franchise, like for instance the island itself or the park. It'd be a bold move if this film actually had something to replace it with, but all it has is a very out-of-place strong animal message that's littered right throughout this film, and it feels like essentially dinosaur porn from outtakes from previous entries in the franchise. No wonder Jeff Goldblum only shows up for this movie for 2 scenes. But Chris, dinosaurs! Yeah, dinosaurs. Hey, is it alright if I do the outro? Yeah, sure, man, if you like. Alright, so I look down here, face this way. Alright. What did you guys think of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? Did you like the movie? Did you hate it? Are you somewhere in the middle on it? Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the film. And don't forget to flick a like and subscribe if you dug this review. And remember, a weekend watching movies is a weekend well spent. Thanks heaps for watching. Hey, that was really good, man. Hey, I like your shirt, by the way. Cool. Thanks, man.